How we doing? Just trying to get myself straightened out here. Let me tell you something. All right, let me cut the music here. What a day, man. Let me turn down my phone too. Let me turn down my phone. I have no drink. And so I hope that didn't ruin the audio at all. Um, uh-oh, what happened here? Okay, let me turn that back down. Yeah, I'm a mess. Audio is out. Is it back? It sounds like it's back on mine. There we go. Okay, good. Very good. So how we doing? I saw a movie once. It looked cold. Oh, that's just what we needed. Yeah, Trav, I know. I'm getting there. That was my friend Trav texting in saying that the audio's out as well. We can hear you now. You can hear me now. Hola. What's going on, my friends, my kids? Welcome to the sixth Ski Rex Media live stream and virtual opera party, which I'm not 100% set up for. I don't have my goggles on. I can get them on, though. Let me get my goggles out here. Let's do this right. Hope you all are having a good Saturday night. I'm gonna tell you, as I was getting ready here about an hour ago, I was setting stuff up, and I was pretty close to set up, but obviously not close enough. And I where are my goggles at? There they are. Let's get all right. Let's do it this way today. I don't know. I don't know what we got going on here, but so my friend Travis, he calls me now. This kid and I have been friends since we were 15 years old, like 26 years. Like we've been friends forever, and we have also been Star Wars fans. Are we back? Oh man, I can't tonight. All right, I think we're good. So anyway, you're good. I know my software's dropping out. I don't know 100% what's going on here. All right, so we're good. Are we going now? I swear. All right, so here's the deal. So me and my buddy, we were talking Star Wars. We were talking the last movie. It really gets on my damn nerves, and it gets on mine. See, this one, this is kind of awesome because with tonight's topic being what pisses us off at the mountain, it's just what today it's what pisses you off everywhere because I have just been having one issue right after the other, it seems, and mostly with technology. So we were talking, my buddy and I, and we're talking about this movie, and we're just throwing hate back and forth and left and right because it's just not very well presented. So I just go off on this tangent about it. It just was a mess. It was just free floating hostility. So now I'm running a little late getting stuff set up here. Okay, fine. No problem, though. We can get this together on the fly, right? So that's what we do. Now, here's what I wanted to do today. So, today, we all know last night it snowed in parts of New England, and it snowed in my part of New England. You all saw the video. I put it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I put it everywhere. And it also had, the little snow squalls here. I had the snow squalls here, but I wanted to go find that real snow. So, I took a drive. I drove out to Killington, thought, hey, you know what? This could be fun if I do a vlog. I'll do this vlog. I'll record it. I'll come home. I'll edit it real quick, throw it up before we do the live stream. Or I was even thinking about playing it during the live stream, just kind of kicking it up and whatever. So I go to watch it. I go to edit it. The audio is just junk, which is dumb. And all I did was use a GoPro. The no extra audio recording, no nothing. I used the damn uh, I use the damn microphone that was built in on the GoPro Hero 3, so it's kind of old. This weird buzz sound, whatever, don't know. So I go skip past those clips that have that, get to the next clip. Next clip's kind of running okay, except I turn the microphone right into the wind. You can't hear a word I'm saying. Garbage. Get rid of that. So on the way back from Killington, and I did put up the pictures. I hope you saw my cool mask that my friend Michelle made me. Very awesome, very orange, very cool. And I I go up there. I had my mask on. I did a whole thing, and it's kind of sucked because the bit got lost. It wasn't really funny, but it was a bit, so it was something. So I'm on my way back down. Can't use any, and I don't know that I can't use any of the video from Killington yet. And there were people up there skiing. I don't know if they're supposed to be, and I'm not saying you should if you're in that area, but there were people up there doing it. I saw them walking up the hill with their skis and stuff on their shoulders, and I saw a couple walking back down the road a little bit. The road's closed and blocked. Like you can't go all the way up to the to where the K1 Lodge is, but you can go up to the road that turns before the Killington Grand, and then that road eventually winds through a couple neighborhoods, and you can come back down if you want. Anyway, oh yeah, poach it. People are poaching the shit out of it because I saw a few people up there. So as I'm driving back down the hill, and at this point the snow had stopped. It hadn't been snowing. It didn't really get that much that I could tell. It didn't look like it, like a dusting up there. I had a friend of mine. In fact, I was talking about my friend Travis. His sister at her house had like 6 inches, and she had photographic evidence. I went, up to Killington. And I saw a dusting, maybe an half inch in some places on the way up. And I went through some squalls, but that was it. So it wasn't that much, but the mountain is nicely covered. It looks like an any normal winter day. So on my way back down, I say to myself, hey, Route 100's coming up. I turned down Route 100 to go to Plymouth. Plymouth, Vermont is where Plymouth Notch ski area is. That's closed. It was a private one, I think, but it's closed, and it's been closed for a couple of years. So I ran up there, pulled up, got out the camera, I did a little bit about that, being for sale. And I was like, dude, I should totally buy this. And it could be, Ski Rex Media, Mountain Resort, the whole thing. Again, the wind took the audio right out of it. And I didn't even think about it. And it didn't even feel that windy to me. So that's why I didn't think about it. And so I get back here and I'm going through the video and it's just garbage. It's just straight absolute garbage. It's so bad Disney would probably use it and try and make a movie out of it because that's what they make now is garbage. So it really just pissed me off that I tried to do this bit and I spent the day on the bit. Like I didn't have any written content again today on the website because I decided to go out and try and do this bit. And I thought that would be fine, but it didn't, so now I'm pissed. And that brings us here to what pisses us off at the mountain. And now, if you're all ready for that free-floating hostility, we're up to 12 concurrent viewers, as it says, and that's kind of awesome because now we're pushing, I think the most we've ever had at once is like 20. So get your friends in, everybody. Go ahead and tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family to come on in and watch. I think we could... I think we could all have some fun tonight with this. What do you say? So what pisses us off at the mountain? This topic came to me last weekend. For those who weren't here for last week's, let the hate begin. Star Wars, let the hate flow through you, dude. I'm 100% dark side. 100%. I'm Sith. Guaranteed. There's no reason for me to say it isn't. It is now. That's who I am. Actually, it's not who I am. We can make jokes. I'm actually a positive person. But last week we were talking about what was supposed to be embarrassing stories on the mountain. That's what last week's live stream was supposed to be about. And we were talking about a couple in here. And I know I still don't have the guests set up yet. I'm still working on it, guys. It's like you saw the little bit of a biff here that happened a little bit ago. That was a hardware issue. So I have to, I'm still trying to balance that stuff out. We'll get other people on the program eventually. I'm trying. But that pisses me off too. But last week, embarrassing stuff on the mountain. Embarrassing stories turned to stories of just what pisses us off. And I don't remember exactly how it turned to that. I really don't. I know I told a story, and I'm going to tell that one again for those who weren't here. And you can all relate to this, I'm sure. I'm going to preface it, though. I'm going to preface the story as is. I have no animosity I don't believe in the animosity between skiers and snowboarders. I'm just not down for it. I don't agree with it. My best friend's a snowboarder. Kid I was just talking about a minute ago, we were just on the phone before the live broadcast started. He's a snowboarder. We've been friends for 25, 26 years, so there you go. I don't believe in it. Snowboarder girls have always been my weakness since I was a teenager. Love me some snowboarder girls. Everybody knows it. I don't hide it. So I don't have the type of equipment in this story doesn't matter. Don't have any problem. The problem is the fucking little punk that cracked my shit. Here's what happened. Forgot the Twitter feed. Oh, you guys want Twitter feed? I'll put up Twitter feed. Twitter feed, and here we go. Oh wait, no, that's not all I have to do. Hold on. See, look at this, guys. You get a little behind the scene right now. Because I have to go restart it. Check this out, guys. Ready? It's coming. Oh, it's not coming. The hell? Are you kidding me? You know what, guys? I don't think we're gonna get Twitter feed tonight because the website that I use to do it isn't working. You see, I use a third-party app to do that. And what you do is you go to the website and you set it up, and it does what it's supposed to do. And it should just work. It's worked the last few times, worked just fine. But it's no longer available. Well, would you look at that? Let me try this one more time. There, not found. All right, so that's no longer available. If you or anybody you know used, yeah, I know. Okay, skip it. I have to skip it. Batting 1,000 tonight, guys. I'm doing great. Don't bail out on me yet, though. We'll bring it back around. It's gonna work. So here we go. One of my most hateful stories. Don't have any problems with snowboarders, but this goddamn snowboarder kid, and my friend Travis, who's watching, he might remember this. I think he was there. I was pulled onto the side of a trail. It was either at Stratton or Mount Snow. I can't remember which. I think I said Mount Snow last week, but I don't think that's 100. Let's see here. I was about to post a pic of my cute single snowboard chick friend. I mean, you can just send that to me if you want, dude. Ryan, like, that's fine. Like, you can just send that to me at, you know how to use all the direct messaging services. I won't mind. If she likes older guys, I'm older now. I feel older anyway. But if she's cute, I'm available. A little bit of a shy guy, but I'm not. Anyway, so this snowboarder kid, I was parked on the side of a trail, I was facing the trail, back to the trees. There was a little drop off. If you were to measure between, the drop off was just my heels to the tip of my skis, and my tips were actually maybe hanging over like a little bit, like a half inch maybe, not much. So there's not much room between me and the edge of the trail and falling down like a 15-foot cliff. So, Shy Guy, that's funny, aka Shy Guy. Is that a Mario reference? I think it is. Or maybe not, and I'm just a nerd, whatever. So I'm standing with my back to the trail. We're waiting for some of our friends to come down, right? Everything is great. Having a good old day on the mountain. Just doing some skiing, some snowboarding, hanging out, having a couple laughs. And I'm standing, and again, you can see me. We're not on a blind corner. We're not doing anything. This fucking little punk snowboarder kid decides to come around behind me. He comes around behind me. So if you think about what I'm saying now, the edge was, my skis were on the edge, which means he rode over my skis, and he did it purposefully. Flat out, did it on purpose, no doubt in my mind. Now, this little son of a bitch, he not only knew it, he actually, he was so close to me, he grazed. Like, his front side was against my back. Now, I was already really, dude? What the fuck are you doing? And I happened to look behind me at the right time and notice that son of a bitch cracked my ski. There's along the back of one of my rear tips, it's about this long, and it's cracked down both sides. So you could actually lift it up. The first two layers of my skis, you could peel them back if you wanted to. You could really, literally take it like a banana and peel my ski because of what this little son of a bitch did. And there is no call-in number. I don't have a call-in number. I wish I had one, but I don't because I can't use systems like that because I have a laptop that's not super powered. So this little bastard, he cracked my ski. So as I remember, we went after him. We went down after him, and it wasn't like we were gonna fight him. I probably wanted to, but I was. But I threw some fingers and an F word or two. I remember very distinctively being very pissed off, and we lost him. We don't know where he went. Um, but I definitely wanted to shove that in his face and be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, are you kidding me? You cracked my ski just to be a dick? Like, I'm telling you, this kid in his life must have gotten his ass kicked 100 times, because if you're that big a dick, that's just what's going to happen. Um, that is just what's going to happen. And because that's what happens to douchebag people. Now, I don't condone violence. I condone free flying anger. Like, if you want to throw F words and fingers and all kinds of stuff at people, be my guest. I understand road rage. I understand road rage 100%. But what's this? Watch this. What are we watching? What are we watching, G? What are we watching? I want to know what we're watching. I'm sure you'll tell us. So yeah, this little punk kid, man, and that shit pisses me off. Like, that would piss off anybody. That would piss off all of you. You all are getting pissed right now just thinking about it. Like, this kid just like trashed your ski on purpose. Like, yeah, he totally did. He's a piece of shit, this kid. I don't know who he was. Don't know what he grew up to be. Don't know what he amounted to. I don't think he amounted to anything, probably. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. That's not right to say. But he could, like I said, have gotten his ass kicked that day. Not by us necessarily. I just wanted to give him shit. And then if he would have, taken it to the next level, what happens? We were all younger back then, young and stupid and fucking hotheads and whatever. I'm a hothead now, man, sometimes. Not as much as I used to be. So that pissed me off. That really pissed me off. And I think we were talking about it last week, because I think we've all had similar situations. And a lot of it comes down to what's similar with road rage. More people, people are going to understand road rage because more people drive than ski and snowboard, obviously. But then we who ski and snowboard typically drive, so we all know about road rage and traffic and dealing with this, and it's the same thing. And me and Rob were both agreeing. In fact, I think it was Rob's story. He was talking about how he saw somebody get their ticket taken and tossed because they were bombing greens. Like, you don't bomb greens. What is this? Call me and put me on speaker. What? Wait, I'm sorry, dude. I can't. Let me wipe off my screen here. Call me and put me on speaker. WWE SmackDown? SmackDown? What does SmackDown have to do with anything? You really want to be on the program, huh? Let me see. Here. We can try and see what's that. What do you got? How do you want me to get a hold of you, G? Like, we'll try something goofy. Why not? Tell me how to get a hold of you, and we'll see what we can do. But until we figure that out, that shit pisses me off. And we were talking, like I said, we were talking about how, you know, people bombing greens because, I mean, yeah, if you can bomb a green, I guess, but I can do it and I don't do it. I don't think you should do it. That's where the beginners are. That's where the more inexperienced people are. That causes a problem. And you know what pisses me off with that? If you're going to bomb it on a day where there's not a lot of people out there, that's great. You know, if there's nobody out there, then fine. I understand. If you're by yourself, I don't care what you do. But if you're coming through and there's like 500 people on the trail, I'm taking my goggles off. I apologize for that, but I got to get it done. It's hot in here today, and for some reason, that's making me feel warmer. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just pissed off and I'm just getting hot-blooded and stuff. Maybe. I don't know. But if you're going to bomb in places where everybody's bombing. Go to the blacks, go to the steeps. Everybody's kind of moving quick except the one or two people who probably shouldn't be there. And I've seen that, and you don't know until you try it. And we all have seen this where someone gets, scared skier. We all know about that. And, it sucks. But for the most part, you can get out there and you can just rip. And it just works. But if you're bombing greens, and then for those guys who bomb greens and then try and blame everybody else for the problem, like, are you kidding me? Like, are you fucking stupid? I hate that shit. and know your right from your left, and absolutely know your right from your left. What did he say? Coming down on your left, and he went right or the opposite. Yeah, this guy on Rob calls that on your left, went right. Rob almost hit him. Tried to blame him for it. It's like, bro, downhill has the right of way. Like, does everybody not get taught that? Does everybody not get taught that whoever's in front on the downhill has the right of way? Like, I don't understand that. I just don't get it. I don't get it, and it just makes me angry every time I see it, because it's like, dude, this is so easy. This is bush league. This is grade school. This is just, just ridiculous. Some of us are just dyslexic and can't tell the damn difference. All right, I'll give you that one, Ryan. That might be true. That might be true. But in Rob's case, the person was just being a general jackass anyway, so they tossed him. Here you go. See, Ski Patrol tossed him on the third run, and deservedly so. And I'm 100% for tossing people off the hill, man. I can't wait until there is a Ski Rex Media Mountain Resort, because then we can toss the people off in glorious fashion. We can have a big old screen down in the lodge, and we can just, every time someone gets tossed by patrol or by security, we can just put it up on the screen for everybody to enjoy, man. No shame, man. I'm with that. And, excuse me. So yeah, man, that shit pisses me off too. East versus west, lookers left versus skiers left. Nah, dude, it's, if you're coming down, you're all are facing in the same direction. So it's left is left, right is right. So if you're going to pass them on the right, it's on the right. Or with a snowboarder, front side, back side. I mean, it's not hard to not tell the difference. But, so I don't know, man. And I always try to say that when it's congested, on your left, on your right, backside, front side, whatever it may be. Also, I'm not trying to push past somebody. Have you ever seen this? This one gets to me. It just gets to me every time I see it. It will have a lunk alarm like Planet Fitness. That alarm never goes off. I had a Planet Fitness membership for a couple years. When I lived at the end of my time in New Jersey and when I lived in Las Vegas. And that thing never goes off. I swear the employees unplug it so they don't have to hear it. Because I always thought it'd be funny as hell. Somebody just dropping weights like a clang and just, the alarm goes off. I think that would be fantastic. But I think it would be double fantastic at Ski Rex Media Mountain Resort, because it's going to go off and it's going to be on screen and people will know that you're an asshole. Because we all know that anyway. We might as well just make sure everybody knows it. That's what this really comes about. See, I've been plugging this. I've talked about this a couple times this week. This topic being what pisses us off at the mountain. What really pisses us off. And it comes down to, yeah, we may be being negative, but it's to try and get everyone to be positive. What's this? Guys bomb the shit out of cat tracks that are way too narrow and really windy with a ton of blind curves. Yes, see, at Snowbird. And it's like, tell me, put me on speaker. Let's roll. Dude, I don't know your phone number. I can't dial you. I don't know how to get a hold of you. Like I said, I'm willing to try it, but I don't know how to get a hold of you. You got to tell me, man. I can't just look you up online, man. That'd be stalker shit. I've done a lot of crazy shit, and I'm not stalking nobody. I don't want to be stalked. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I wouldn't mind being stalked by the right woman. That'd be kind of hot. No, it wouldn't. Like, I'm just making jokes. Forget it. I'm not even going with that bit. Mostly because I don't have it, because I'm definitely not batting 1,000 tonight. Riding like a douchebag is just going to get someone hurt. Could get someone killed. It pisses me off. And I really just can't. Well, here's what I was getting into. Here's what I was getting into is the guys who push past. Now we're talking about letting someone know if you're on their right, left, front side, back side. You ever notice, and like Ryan said, in a narrow spot, and someone's just bombing and they're pushing past people. Like, there are going to be times, especially on a green, where someone's taking wide turns. It's just what they know how to do. They're just not experienced. It could be on a snowboard, it could be on skis, it could be on ski boards, it could be on a friggin' sled, you know? Yeah, well, which if you see a sled up there, it's not going to work. Um, but and they just go shooting past them, and they time it so it's like the person's taking the wide corner, coming this way, and the trees are here, and this fool just goes zing, shooting between them, and this person just wipes, and the person goes down. And I've never actually seen someone stand up and start raging at him, throwing fingers and F words and stuff like this. And I'm like, why not, dude? Just go ahead. What is this? How about those parents that have a 4-year-old on a leash clogging up diamonds? That, having your kid on a leash on a diamond, I think, like, yes, the kid has to learn how to do these things 100%. That's not the time or the place to do it. That's just not. You're reminding me of why I no longer ski on weekends. That's a very valid point. This is why people stop skiing on weekends, because they get pissed off because of congestion. So many people, and then so many of them are, I mean, I can't say, I don't know how many are actually assholes and dickheads and douchebags and C words and all this other stuff. But, there's so many, and they're all together, and they're just getting mad and heated and hot-headed and just fucking, ramming off each other, fighting, kicking, screaming, biting. Little tiny kids are usually the ones bombing shit, snow plowing at Mach 5. Sometimes they are. I've always said, keep control of your kids. Put them up with an instructor. It's better. Now, the thing about kids is that they bomb pretty quick, and they should be brought under control too. I give them a little bit of credit for having no fear. That's the wonderful thing about it, being a little kid. No fear. But at the same time, man, it's like, reel these kids in. You have the leash. Use it. Drag these suckers back, because they're going to end up hurting somebody. I had to jump over a kid once. Now, he wasn't bombing. He just went down. He just went down in front of me, and there was nothing I can do. I didn't hit him. I jumped over him. I pulled this crazy jump maneuver, went all up over him. Dude, you really shouldn't have put your phone number out like that. That's not cool. Because you never know. Like, we're all friends on social media and everything, dude, but fucking, they might just, there might be a stalker amongst us. We don't know. You want to try a guest shot? All right, let's try a guest shot. Is everybody down for this? Because everybody's down for this, we'll try it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens and see what happens here. If you're rickrolling me, dude, though, I'm going to be pissed. Like, rickrolls are pretty damn funny, but not that funny. Who can hear that?
Hello.
What's up, man?
Who am I talking to?
Tim from Ski Rex Media. What's going on, man?
Are we live?
We hopefully. I don't know.
I only have my telephone, so I don't have, like, all your AV set up. Awesome. Hello, everybody.
I wish I had a real AV setup, and then we wouldn't have to resort to this.
Does my audio come through on your speaker into the microphone to the Ski Posse East Coast Heavy clan?
Dude, right now I have the phone right on the microphone, so they should be able to hear everything. Someone tell us if you can hear them.
Super awesome. Hello, everyone. Tech Rob will chime in and say, yo.
No, he did. He said yes. They can hear it. We can hear it. It works, dude.
We're so old school. This is awesome. I'm
wicked old school.
Talking from Fort Collins, Colorado. You East Coast heavy. Got some snowflakes in the air. Getting it after it. I love the energy. Thanks for bringing it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Dude, I'm all about that. I'm all about that positive life, man. All the energy. The snow didn't fly as heavy, though, I think, as some people thought it was going to.
It's okay. It's May, and there was snow in the air. So, like, when it gets cold, excuse the expression, your nipples get hard. Dude, so, rock and roll.
It's pretty awesome, though. I'm not going to lie. Driving around out there today, looking up in those hills, man, there was snow everywhere. Killington looks like if they were able to open, they could open. They probably shouldn't, but...
Oh, stop it! And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but if there's a mountain and it has snow on it, go take a hike.
I mean, well, there were people up there today. I saw them walking around, bunches of them.
Yeah, do it.
And well, it's kind of awesome. Well, around here right now, it's only the higher elevations that have the stuff anyway. Like it's end of the season for us anyway. But it looked nice, dude. It gets you thinking. It gets you biting on that bottom lip, talking about, oh, I could totally do it. Oh.
Dude, I love it. I love this community. I know it's small currently. It's growing. You got your Pacific Northwest, your heavily Mid-Atlantic and Northeast.
Yep.
Why I've been attracted to this plan so hard is that's where I'm from. Now, I've been gone since the late 80s.
Yep.
And as some of you know, I've been fortunate enough to ski at a high level and travel many mountain ranges. I'm not the quintessential guy, but you and I had an exchange, many weeks ago, and you had questioned me, is there anyone from that era that you do not know?
Yeah.
And my answer was kind of like, no. And that's not to be arrogant.
No, absolutely not. If it is, man. And you've got stories about all the names. All the names. We've seen them in film. We've seen them on posters. We've seen it all.
And had I not taken the fall that I took, perhaps mine would be that name. So I take solace in the fact that I ran with the crew, and it was the best time. And one of the huge connections I have still to this day, back to coastness, are the Egan's and the Deloriers.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they migrated out. The Egan's still have their roots there, Bolton Valley, with the Deloriers.
Yep.
And when they would show up on the western hills, and you would be like, oh, that's kind of firm. That's a hard-packed drop. Like, no, we have to wait for the next snowfall. They would just charge it. They're like, there's no icicles. Like, we've got this. And even having been from that region,
mm-hmm.
to watch a John Dan Egan, to watch a Rob and Eric Delorier stand on top of a tricky chute with not fresh snow, where the locals would just ski around it.
Yeah.
To watch them charge it was such a harken back to how hardcore you are. And I don't want to take up all your airtime.
No,
and I'll
by all means.
stay in the background, but one very cool thing that sticks with me is that where some of your finest skiers in the West came from the East Coast. That's the Harkenbank story.
Excuse me.
You have no idea how many people I run across daily in Colorado that were born here and be like, I've never skied.
Oh, God, you see that everywhere, man. And you got to wonder, like, why not? I mean, to each their own, obviously. But, it's the guys who came from the East. I'll never put East versus West. I'll never do that. Like an old 90s rap battle. I'll never do that. But
I will.
I mean, if you want to, go for it.
Of course, in the name of fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But man, even when I started out, and when I left Vermont for a little while, I would run into people, wherever I was, Pennsylvania, if I happened to be there, New Jersey, because that's where I lived. And they talk about, I say, well, yeah, I'm a skier from, a little ways back, but I was a Vermonter. That's what I did. I skied all over Vermont, whatever. And they're like, wow, fucking, if you can ski the East, you can ski anywhere. And we used to say that as a joke here. Like, that was our bit. That's a big bit that's been around for years and years. Ski the East, ski anywhere.
It's true.
It turned out to be, like, I was actually shocked by it. Like, I didn't learn that until my 20s, that was a real thing.
It's truth.
And
compliments to you all. And I know skis have gotten shorter and fatter and carved and cambered and all that. But prior to that, or during that transition, skiing the East Coast, you had to initiate a tip, find your sweet spot, not be in the back seat, turn off of the tail. You found balance. You found aggression. You dealt with, you can't ski the trees because if you're in the trees, you're like injured.
Oh, yeah.
There's not much
Oh
snow.
yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
when you get after it that hard and dig that hard and have such the passion and the short ski season and the night skiing and the man-made snow, here's a quick brief into my story. I graduated high school in 1988, rolled out to Glenwood Springs,
Okay.
uh, skied out of Aspen Highlands.
Okay.
That first year, and this is going to matter because that first year that I was there, it was a weak snow year. I would to learn later.
Okay.
And I would stand on top of these huge mountains with a ton of snow, and the locals would be like, "Oh, that's not skiable." I'm like, "What are you talking about? There's snow everywhere." And I would drop in and do something stupid, and I didn't know any better. And I'd get to the bottom, they'd all ski around, and they're like, "Dude, you're nuts." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm nuts." Like, so it turned out that year there was 144 inches of snow, and it was one of the leanest snow years in Aspen or Colorado's history.
Sure.
Recorded. My response to that was 144 inches of snow. That's more snow than I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly.
So it was a mindset and the skill and to get after it. The next year I moved from Aspen over to Crested Butte. They had a 400-inch year.
Jeez.
Then it hit me. Oh, now I see.
Yeah. It's just different, man.
Goes aggression.
Excuse me. It's just different. It's just different.
It's different in a good way.
It's totally different in a good way. I tell people that all the time. Like, come visit, man. Come out here. Like, we know what you got. You got your deeps. You got your face shots. You got all that good stuff. Come check it out, man. It's a good time. I tell them all, come visit us. And we'll come visit you.
That's why I'm so attached to this posse. But I'm gonna keep it on speaker. I'm gonna quiet for a while.
All right.
Address the audience. I don't have the ability to watch the podcast and to see any chat. I'm just one phone.
Yep. No, I got it, man. Believe me, I understand. I wish I had a better setup so I could have a couple things going so everybody could talk nice and easy, get on here more often, and I'm still working on it.
We're hanging at the bar. I know you don't drink. I do. Hey, cheers, Rob. Send me a Yingling.
Yeah, I gave that shit up. I can't do that anymore. That's for stronger men than me, I'll tell you that.
I feel you. Chat at the crew, and I know you were talking about some anger and getting busted up and run over.
Oh, God.
You had mentioned that your ski got delaminated, and my thought was, well, that was a shit ski.
See, there's the
Probably
thing.
some monocoque head.
Here's the thing, man. I don't know how the fucking kid actually did it. I know he rolled over the back of my skis. Understandable. If you're being a dick and you want to do that, fine. You're going to pay the consequences. Like, if I'd have been a bit more hardcore, I would have just grabbed the kid and pounded him right there. But I was trying not to do that. Like, I was trying to be a good guy. I wanted to get my licks in, like, you little son of a bitch, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But then, when I saw that fucking, it just peeled up. It's still there. Like, I sealed it and everything. It's fine. I have no idea how he did it.
That's back to the ski manufacturer.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's a
that was my thought.
It's a pair of Dina Stars. Like, it shouldn't be a shit pair of skis. But
what year are you talking?
2000 fucking 8, 9 maybe? Like 10, 12 years ago maybe?
Okay. Yeah. There was a run. A quick side story. I already told you I was going to shut up and go in the background. That hasn't happened.
No, keep going, man. It's all good.
In the ski shop in Crested Butte, it was what the heck was the name of the shop? Doesn't matter. It'll hit me later. The Rossignol rep came on.
Mm-hmm.
Alberta Tomba was the star of the world,
Okay.
and skis were made for gate chasers, and we were mountain skiers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is that evolution. This is the conversation you and I had, and several others have had. Is we were transitioning the ski industry to say, hey, that's great. All your energy, all your focus is on these people on television in Europe chasing sticks.
Yep.
We start at the top and we ski to the bottom. We navigate whatever the terrain is, and these things don't work.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rossignol rep comes in, and he's got a cutout of a I don't even know. It's after the 4S, but sometime in the early 90s. And he's got a cross section of a ski. And he's showing wood core and the laminates, and it's got the different uh, wood species in it, and it's the edge. And but guy at the ski shop, I was just witnessing this. I didn't work there. I was Butte and Company. I
Okay.
knew it was me. Butte and Company was the name of the ski shop. One of the techs goes into the back, takes a broken Rosnell ski of the one he's demonstrating to the staff, and it was a foam core. There was nothing in it.
Ew.
It was injected foam with some Putex on the bottom, some P-Tex on the top, and their graphics.
Ew.
So, what was actually being sold to you was nothing.
That's interesting, man, because like I said, I didn't split the thing enough to see what was actually in it. All I know is it pulled the first like laminate layer up, maybe a little bit more.
Here's a cool exercise to the crew and you. And after this comment, I will fade into the background.
Mhm.
If you have an old pair of skis, take a sawzall, take a skill saw, just cut it right in half and look inside of it.
See what you actually have.
It's a cool exercise, and first measure it, and then make yourself a chair.
Oh God, yeah. Those things are so goddamn cool anyway. Dude, you'd be surprised. I'm surprised sometimes because you're talking about basically quality and what some of the big manufacturers get. And this isn't just skiing and snowboarding, mind you. This isn't everything. Automobiles, whatever. You'd be surprised at what you actually have if you dig into it a little bit. And it's like, dude, I have shit. Depending on what it
This
is.
is why that boutique ski industry has taken hold as it is. You know, your Armadas, your Liberties, just all your boutique skis. Yeah, they cost what Vocals cost 10 years ago. $1,000 for a pair of skis. Guess what? You're getting a real ski. The flip side of that is, don't be the warranty guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard on them. They're putting out, a couple hundred skis a year.
Mm-hmm.
Labor intensive. It's not, oh yeah, we can absorb this broken ski, this D-lam. Basically, no, when you own it and something goes wrong,
Mhm.
ah,
Yep.
but support the movement. So I love it. And I know Rob's a big Armada guy in his bathtub and trying to figure out his bindings. And let me step into the background. I've got so much to share, but I'm excited to be part of this posse.
Mhm.
I'm kind of the guy that's exiting stage left. I did not ski this past year. My body is broken, but
Yep.
my mind and my adrenaline and my soul since my youth coming out of Pennsylvania, this is it.
Yeah, man. Dude, don't even worry. It's like I say, I haven't gone in like 2 or 3 seasons, and I have my reasons for that. Part of it's physical, part of it's other stuff, whatever it may be. But man, if you still have the mindset, if you're still in spirit, I guess you could say, man, that counts, dude. That's 100%. As long as you're not a poser or a tryhard.
Yeah, ain't no poser in me.
I'm saying, dude. So, don't even worry about that shit. If you can get back out there, great. If not, we'll meet you down at the bottom and we'll hang out. Like that. That's good. That's fine.
Well, dude, focus back on your party there on your screen,
All
and
right.
I'll keep the speaker.
All right,
Chime
man.
in later if you want to holler at me.
Yeah, man.
Love everyone.
Absolute. Let's put him down here so we don't lose him here. I don't want to hang up on him here. Tell you, my phone isn't the best either anymore. I'm surprised I can hold a call anymore. Poor thing. I'm telling you, I beat the shit out of electronics these days. It's not good. So, there you go, guys. We had our first guest. How cool is that? Well, not our first, but the first successful one. That actually worked. The last time we've tried it, it's been just biffs and audio issues, and that worked really well. So that was really good. So back to the free-floating hostility, man. I'll tell you, though, let's see. We talked about the kid running over my skis. That pissed me off. We talked about assholes bombing around. That pisses me off. We could talk about pretty boy posers if that pisses you off, because it pisses me off too. In particular, I remember there was one kid at the Mount Snow Ski Academy. He and I but we actually went to high school together. Like we were in the same school anyway. He used to piss me off because he was one of these elitist punks, man. It's just like, dude, just do what you got to do. and let the rest of us do what we gotta do, and that's it. And that's something that does piss me off. It's not tryhards, it's not posers necessarily. It's these fools who try to tell you what's right, who's real, who's the real skier, who's the real snowboarder, who's the real fucking sledding guy. I don't even know. You know, you hear it all the time. And we just talked about, you just heard us, man. Ski the East, ski the West, it doesn't matter. We'll fuck with each other, but that's okay. But you have these dudes who are all about it. If you come to their region, they fucking hate you because you're not them. And I don't agree with that shit. That shit pisses me off because I am about loving everybody. I want to love everybody. I want to ski with everybody. I want to ride with everybody. It's going to be a good time. What is this, Ryan? Dicks that think leaving their skis at the beginning of the lift line and walking off is holding their place in line. I have never seen that. When have you seen that? Someone left their friggin' skis in the line to save a place? Who does that? Are you serious? Ryan, are you serious? People at Alta that piss on you for mispronouncing the name of the resort. I don't even know how to actually pronounce Alta. But go back up to the other thing. I want to know more about this. People who leave their skis in line. People that talk extra loud on their phones on chairlifts to let the world know how important they are to get over. See, now we're getting some hostility flowing. That's right. That's right. I'm fine with that. Fuck yeah, dude. It's wonderful. Let it out, man. Let it out. Let me tell you something. People have, for years, talked about how uptight East Coasters are, how just intense they are. Never thought about it myself. I was like, well, I've lived in, granted, I'm small town. It's not like I live in New York. You know, I'm a small town boy, you know, and I don't see it. Then I moved to Las Vegas. I've never seen people so laid back. I can only imagine what it must be like when you get to the Pacific Ocean. These people must be fucking like zombies or something. Because I was the most intense, uptight person in the room every day. And I couldn't believe it. And now we're getting it flying over here in the chat section over here. I love it. Let's see. So what do you got, Ryan? Some dick did it at Jackson Hole last year. Walked up to the line, picked up his skis, and tried to say he was there earlier. How are his skis even there? Not that I condone stealing someone else's gear, but why didn't someone walk off with this dude's gear? Like, you can't just leave skis laying around. Like, even the lifty just picking it up. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Hey, Tim, let me chime in on Ryan's comment right there. He just mentioned Jackson Hole.
Yeah, go for it. You're on, baby.
Okay. In my experience, Jackson Hole is the most arrogant ski resort in America. It's the wealthiest county in America. There is that je ne sais quoi attitude. You have billionaires' children who have the greatest gear that can't ski.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's my experience. There are two names that I can drop right here and right now that changed their lives forever that you all will know. That went to Jackson Hole for a ski season. I'm the third, but you don't know my name. Glenn Plake went to Jackson Hole for a year.
Yep.
Got arrested. Glenn Plake went sober. He didn't have another drop of alcohol since his season in Jackson Hole. Seth Morrison spent the season in Jackson Hole, wrecked like 7 cars in the car that he stole, being chased by the cops in the middle of winter, and changed his world. Jackson Hole is a really strange place. Incredible mountain, ton of snow, awkward exposure. It faces south.
Yep.
Out of bounds is great. Of course, on the west side, you got Targhee. It deserves its position and conversation in the ski world, but it's not Mecca, in my humble opinion.
See, that place seems to me, now I've never been, I only know like from the outside. You know, Jackson Hole, great big mountain, Corbett's is there, and everybody knows what that is. That's world famous. You know, everybody knows about that place, but no one, I bet, knows what you're talking about. That's like some shady, keep it on the down low shit, man. Like, they don't want people to know that.
Yeah, tough place, a lot of money, a lot of posers, again, if you go back to just skiing, great mountains, the Tetons,
Hmm.
ton of snow. You could get yourself in a ton of trouble and die there regularly. Doug Coombs, that was his backyard.
Yeah, totally.
All right, it
Friggin'
it takes a special person, and the what do they call it? The Jackson Hole Air Force.
hmm
So that's the DL. If you see a patch, it's silent. Silent, deep, quiet. I forget their exact terminology, but there is a small local posse of hardcore skiers there.
hmm
I'd put it on your list. It's a place to ski. It's amazing topography. It's amazing terrain. It's amazing snow, but it's not core to the soul.
Yeah. It feels like, from what you're saying, you got just douchebags at every corner.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of them are elitist douchebags, which is fine. Do what you got to do. I don't really care, but it's like,
And since we're in après ski,
yep,
when you go après ski there, oh, forget about it. If you're a humble person of meager means,
yep.
you'll either be like not saying a word, or if you're from Philly, you'll just be wanting to punch everybody.
Oh Jesus, that's my kind of place, dude. I'd be sitting back just watching the fun, just hang out, maybe even try and start a little trouble. I don't know.
So yeah, and Corbett's. I remember a feed that was put out there on Twitter.
Yep.
You know, Rob and Lance were in on it,
Yep.
and it showed somebody dropping in totally sketchy, in way over their head
Mm-hmm.
on not great snow conditions. Get back on their tails, flip around. You can fall all the way down that thing and not get hurt. It's still imposing. It's intimidating. And it's worth putting on the checklist.
I would do it.
But you can fall all the way down the thing. You can make one turn, double eject, and cartwheel all the way down it, get to the bottom and be like, I just keep crawling.
I'd do it too. I would do it, and I would do it with a smile on my face. I don't care. I embrace the biff. If I look like shit, that's my problem. I love it. I don't care.
There's your next tagline, Ski Rex Media. Embrace the biff.
Oh, I totally embrace the biff. I'm about biff lifestyle, dude. If you don't fall, you're not trying.
Oh, bingo.
I was my boss when I worked at Mount Snow. That's one of the things he said to us early on. He's like, you know what? If you're not falling, you're not trying. Because somebody was bragging about never falling. I don't remember who it was, what we were actually talking about. And our boss comes around the corner. He's like, dude, if you're not falling, you're not trying.
But let me flip the script to the community.
Go ahead.
If you fall enough, your body breaks.
And that,
So,
yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, be careful. Everybody take care of yourselves. But if you go down a couple times, don't worry about it. If someone's laughing at you, give them the finger and move on. That's what I say. That's what I say. Tonight's actual theme is just giving people fingers because they deserve it. I don't know if that's true.
no, let me drop this on you again, and I'm going to fade to black, is East Coast skiing, every other run is under the lift.
Oh, yeah.
You're on camera.
Oh, yeah.
And those that don't perform, don't. But those that do or are attempting to perform, and at every turn, at every run, they realize they're being watched, but they're not focused on those on the chairlift. They're focused on, let me show off. There's a show-off attitude back there, and I dig it. That's
Oh,
where
yeah.
I came from.
Oh, yeah.
That's what got me to my skill,
Yeah.
my former skill.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, I'm on stage. Put up or shut up.
I'm with you.
So I dig it. How many of you can raise your hands right now, know that, okay, the lift line or the actual lift is the ski run.
Mm-hmm.
When I skied the East,
Yep.
what I call East Coast powder was all your ice shavings off to the sides of the trails. I only skied skiers left or skiers right.
Sure.
Never down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on either skiers left or skiers right is where the lift was.
Yeah.
And all of y'all assholes did nothing but, and I was one of them when I was on the lift, clap your skis to try to drop snow on the person skiing below you.
Oh, it's happened to me before. It's happened to
And
me.
you own it. When you got showered with ice shavings, you're like, that's right.
Dude, I love it. I'll put my head up and drink the shit while it's coming down. I don't care. I'm with it.
That's your champagne.
Absolutely, dude. I'll drink it all day. I'm fine with it. Because, you know what? In the end, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm an attention hog. Maybe I want the attention. I don't know.
Sure.
In
That's the flow back there. That you just kind of nailed it. It's an attention hog, but it's not to be arrogant.
No.
You're on stage.
Yeah. That's what
There's
it is.
500 people sitting on chairs looking down at you, and they all just want to clap their skis so that they can nail you with their snow shaving. And you either fall, you're in jeans, and you're like double ejected, or you ripped it, and they're like, that guy or girl just ripped it.
Yeah. 100%.
All different level. Out west, you could be in a forest and not even hear somebody, not even see somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Make the most incredible run, and it's only in your head, where back east, you had an audience.
You do. See, it's funny. Well, first, I want to say Bridget here in the comments. She says, praise Ironhead. Ironhead, that was our boss. We called him Ironhead. So she remembers. but I'll tell you, this one time, I was skiing with some friends. We got separated, and it was a pretty decent day. We had about 6, 7, maybe 8 inches of fresh stuff. And I'm bombing through Corinthia, minding my own business. This was before there were parks all over that thing. And I don't know why I caught air. I don't remember why, but I was in the air and wasn't ready for it. And I leaned forward and I did this amazing swan dive into 7 inches of stuff, and it just fucking clouded out around me. It must have been beautiful. And I looked up to see who saw it, and I was alone. And I was kind of depressed that no one saw it. So to your point, my friend, that kind of is the same thing. And I was like, I want the audience. I want people to see it. I want people to know that I'm out here trying, even if you don't know me.
It's energy, whether it's from within or without. As I said earlier, huge praise to the East Coast. I did not forget where I came from. Rob and I have had some conversations, and I don't mind dropping names. It's not to be a name dropper.
No, man, just stories.
I didn't forget where I came from. There are several from the East Coast that I've had, the fortunate experience to ski in many mountain ranges out west or in South America that did.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Excuse me again. As far as your anger, I think that was the kind of the topic tonight. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be the purist. Let me be a purist for a minute, and there's going to be a dichotomy here.
Sure, go for it.
So, I was skiing before snowboarding became a thing.
Yep.
And when I was in the hills of Pennsylvania in high school, I remember my friend Ken Gilbride got a Burton backwoods, and it had the string on the front.
Yep.
We were already skiers at this time. We never thought about taking that thing to a ski hill. We went and climbed up a little snow-covered hill, was a cornfield before it got cut down and the snows arrived, and we tried to stand up on it all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched snowboarding come along. It brought such amazing energy. It changed the industry.
Oh, it totally did.
That energy, like you just said, hey, nobody saw me, but if I was on the lift and everyone saw me, what was the difference? The energy that was around it. Yeah. Positive or negative is how you perceive it or how it's projected to you. But it's energy nonetheless. So I watched snowboarding come on, and I dug it.
Oh, yeah.
I was a skier looking for the energy. I hung my skis in a snowboard shop. I walked in every day as the only skier, and it was like, cool. And of course, I got the dirty looks. What are you? Because there was that dichotomy. There was that animosity.
Yeah, that was real back then.
Oh,
so I heard.
Oh, yeah. Alta held true. And I don't mind the pure ski resort. I don't. I know it's been talked about 1,000 times. As a skier and a mogul skier, and I've shared this story before, snowboarders ruin moguls. They ruin them.
Yes.
way they turn, slide, push versus going straight down and turning.
Mm-hmm.
And in my era, they started to build half pipes.
Yep.
Skiers were not allowed in the half pipes, and I was okay with it. Not really.
Mm-hmm.
I skateboarded some. I was never a good skateboarder. I wasn't good about going sideways. I was good about going straight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was like, cool. If I can't ride your half pipe, then stay the bleep, bleep, bleep out of my moguls.
Yeah.
That was the rift.
Huh.
Now it's changed because now skiers, when they finally were allowed in the half pipe,
Mm-hmm.
destroy a snowboarder, air tricks, independent suspension.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I will say, I do agree. Again, I was that time period was a little before my time, but I do know from what I've been told is that when snowboarding came along, it kind of there was a complacency about skiing. Skiing had plateaued, it had stalled.
100%.
And when the snowboarders came around, like you said, they injected a whole new energy. And then skiers had to catch up. And then that's where we are today.
And you know let me drop a name on you who the hero of that connection is. Of the early days of snowboarding and the energy and a West Coast, though Jake Burton, rest his soul,
Mm-hmm.
And Sims, I don't remember Sims' first name, pardon me.
I don't
And
know.
I do have an early 90s Sims snowboard out here somewhere,
Nice.
Twitch play.
That's a collector's item.
It is. It's going to be a bench one day. Sean Palmer.
I remember Sean Palmer.
The most electric ripping skier. He was part of the Squaw Valley Posse, Run With Your Glenn Plake, your Scott Schmidt, and went snowboarding, went to the dark side.
Yep.
Ripped it all up. If our audience wants to spend a little time looking up Sean Palmer, SHAUN,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
then he got back into skiing. When the X Games came around, and he did it both, he's that guy, and I think he's underrated, underappreciated, and far too forgotten.
I agree with that. A lot of people don't remember Sean Palmer except for, believe it or not, and I mean, if someone disagrees with this is cool, but I find that most people remember him because he was one of the first video game licensees. He licensed his name to one way early on. People remember him for that, but they don't remember him as part of the progression of the sport in real life.
Oh, yeah, in real life. That's...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, people seem to remember him. Like, isn't he the guy whose name is on the game? Like, sometimes I feel Tony Hawk is remembered like that. People are like, oh, he was the fucking video game guy. I was like, no, he was the greatest that ever lived. Like, that's who he was and is still to this day. You know, for skateboarding.
Why did you have to mention Tony Hawk?
Huh?
Why did you have to mention Tony Hawk?
Well, just to the point of, I think people remember Palmer from the video game more than what he did. To say I agree, he's underrated, and it's not. It's kind of unfair. In the,
I made that comment on a personal level.
Yep.
Because Tony Hawk and I have something in common.
Okay.
His third ex-wife.
Shut the fuck up, dude. You've been around.
Miriam.
No kidding, huh? Hey, whatever, dude. He's one of the few that I have never seen in person. I've seen my share of athletes, talked to them, shaking hands. I have stories, not a lot, and they're kind of goofy, but whatever. And but no, I just wanted to say, like Hawk is known for that dumb game, and Palmer's known for his dumb game too, and.
It doesn't matter if you're 10 years older than you or 20 years younger than you. Tony Hawk is a name everyone knows.
Yeah.
And it's deserved.
Oh, absolutely. But I think to your point, someone like Palmer should be on the same level. But I think you're right. He's underrated. And he was, like you said, he was there when it all kicked off.
He was a connection, and he crossed over. He went both ways. How's that? Let's throw it out there.
That's fine.
and
This is 2020, baby. We do it all.
he, he's one of my heroes because of what I witnessed and how he contributed to both sports. I'm so glad to see it be congruent. I do not have a problem with an Alta or a Beaver Creek, or I don't even know who's still ski only, Taos.
It's Mad River Glen, Alta, and what is that? Deer something that's next to Alta in Utah.
Oh yeah,
The hell is the name of that place?
Deer Valley, Idaho.
No, it's in Utah. It's like next door to Alta, whatever. The hell is the name of that place? Well, anyway, those are the three that are skier only.
But
Deer Valley, yeah, you were right.
You want ski moguls? You'll see what moguls look like before snowboarding existed.
Yep.
Here's my final comment on this.
Excuse me.
My true energy level.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you do.
There you go.
You're on the side of a snow-covered mountain having fun, I'm all for you.
Yeah.
Inner tube, walking,
I'm with it.
snowblades. I will put an asterisk up there. I don't care what you do. Stay out of my way.
Fair.
Don't run me over and don't delaminate my skis.
Yeah, dude.
Don't be an ass.
Yeah, no, and you're right. Do what you want, man. I've said that too, man. If you're one of these fools who gets in the kayak like Klaus Obermeyer does every year, even though he's 100 and something, I'm with it.
He is, no, he's probably 99.
Yeah. And
Still living the life in Aspen.
Yeah, he does it, man. He's an animal. I love that guy.
You know what the secret to his life is?
I wish I knew.
And please do not quote this, and it's on the internet, and it lives forever. I'm being a little bit sideways. Is vitamin C, and it's not what you think, because it always snows in Aspen.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's gonna live forever.
Was that a little post-nasal drip I just got from you?
A little bit. It's dry in here, man. I'm hot. I have no drink. I'm dying here. That's all right. What is this? Rob's talking about Mount Brody. That's funny. But not to interrupt, but I just saw that and it caught my eye. Excuse me.
Lay it on me. I'll be quiet. Talk to your audience. I'd love to see all the slinging text. Like I said, I don't have a separate video going on.
Yeah. Let's see. No, I think pretty much everybody was, well, number one, they all called out the Deer Valley in Utah, so we can remember that. And then, let's see, we called about they're making the Mount Brody connection because that's from Better Off Dead.
Yeah.
And it was filmed at Snowbird, so that's that. And Mount Brody isn't real. And let's see what else.
I want $2.
Exactly. I want $2. And someone else brought up chairlift people, the people who put the bar down too quick or not at all. I lost it. Shit. Someone bring that back up so we could talk about that next. That you hate when someone does something with the bar. I mean, I use the bar. I like that they have the footrest. I'm not going to lie. I'm lazy. I don't care.
Give it 20 seconds, please.
Oh, yeah. Like, don't just drop it on someone's head. Or if it has those dividers and can take out something, don't do that either.
I'm a skier who wears my pole straps.
Mm-hmm.
Not in lift line.
Mm-hmm.
And I put my poles under my leg.
Yeah, totally.
Sitting on the chair, right leg, left leg, what have you.
Yeah.
So you move forward, the chair comes around the bull wheel, you sit your butt in it, cool. I'm trying to put my poles under, and there's always that person within like 2 seconds is ripping the bar down.
Yeah.
I ride with the bar. I've been on chairlifts that had no bars that have been in some of the sketchiest conditions that I don't even know I'm going to remain in the seat. Like, I have feared of falling off of a chairlift.
Okay.
Not because I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the bar.
Oh, I appreciate the bar.
Can we leave the wheelhouse?
No, you're
When
right.
we give it 10, 20 seconds, we're 12 feet off the ground. And there's always that person that's like slamming it down. It hits your head. Now we wear helmets. Hits your helmet, rips your goggles down your face, and you're not ready for it. So just pause.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. Like I've always said I use the bar. It's just what I do. I grew up using it. I just use it. But absolutely give people a second. Someone said Rob doesn't use the bar. Is that true, Rob? You don't use the bar? You use the bar. Actually, maybe you don't use the bar. I don't remember. Well, Sherry says you don't use the bar, and I thought you said you did, but then I could be daft as a mother chicken. I don't know. I always make sure if I'm the one putting it down on the chair, I say to the other 2, 3, 4, 5 people, however big the chair is, I say, "Hey, bringing it down. Are we ready?" It's all about kindness. It's all about consideration. It's all about being kind to your fellow man.
Stop resting your legs after you just ripped the entire mountain face.
Yeah, without taking someone's head off while
Let
you're
me
doing
rest
it.
my feet.
Absolutely. I'm with that, man. I'm with the creature comforts, man. I'm good with that. Like, I don't lie about it. I really don't.
Segue real quick. Start off as an anger and what pisses you off, and gosh, I could go down that hole, but I don't want to.
No?
Let's make it positive.
All right.
Next year is going to be as strange can be.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do, but if we're focused on skiing, you know what I see? And I had commented earlier, Mad River Glen. Here's a single chair. Or if they've got a 6 lift or an 8 lift, guess what? 2 people load it. Bring back the Poma.
Oh, the good old Poma, my arch nemesis.
Put that thing between your legs, let it grab your tuchus and carry you up a single ride. Your skis are on the mountain. But you know what changed in skiing over these past 20 years?
What
Was
you got?
the advent of high-speed quads. I'm just using quads, right? You name the number, 6, 8, 12.
Yeah, whatever they're up to now.
Snow quality decreased. The more people and the faster they get back to the top. This is a Western thing.
Yep.
Eastern thing, you're skiing your trails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have natural snowfall, but you have majority of it is man-made.
Sure.
And surface is a surface, and you just want to get your vert in.
Yeah.
And maybe it's 300 feet, maybe it's 3,000. Well, I know. What's your biggest vert from top to bottom on the lift back east? I don't know.
Depends on where you go. You got a couple of verts that are pushing a couple grand, but we're averaging, at least here in Vermont, you average like 1,200.
Sure, you got 1,000, 2,000. They're going to be longer and lower. But what I saw happen at Crested Butte and in many mountains in the west, when it was a slow ride, you got to relax. Yeah, it took you 20 minutes to get back up. It might have taken you 3 lifts to get back there. But guess what? When you got back to your stash, the aspect you wanted to ski, the snow was still good.
Mm-hmm.
It took the 2 chair and made it the 6 chair and made it 5 minutes instead of 15 minutes. By the time you got back to it, it was hammered.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's gone down it. Everybody's gone down it twice by the time you've gotten back around to it.
And the season ends, you're like, cool, let me go through, and I'm going to drop this. Who's your Saskatoon gal? There's someone in your Twitter feed. Here, if somebody, hint, hint, Rob, wants to go off of the grid and really find perhaps the last greatest hidden gem in North America,
Mm-hmm.
Red Mountain.
Red Mountain, where's that at?
British Columbia. Close to the
BC.
U.S. border.
Okay. I don't think I know that one at all.
Nope. It is Crested Butte of Canada. It's outside the main town is Rossland.
Okay.
There is a hardcore, like, I'm giving up on life and I'm going to go live my dream of just skiing.
Mm-hmm.
That's your spot in North America.
You heard that, Rob? You paying attention there, bro? We just gave you your plan for your retirement plan.
He's going to Snowball, which is not a bad number 2 or number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I have no shame in hanging in northern Arizona. and
I
he's got connections there. But for the rest of the audience, if you want to put a little secret stash on your bucket list, Red Mountain.
There you go, everybody. Everybody head up to Red Mountain. Get those passports. You need those nowadays. Going to that Canada. I love Canada, but I haven't been there in a while because I ain't got a passport. Well, that's a pretty good positive note to go off. I think we're going to close out for the night, guys. We've been going for over an hour. I think that's pretty good. I think the show turned around. It kind of started off kind of crappy, but came back around in the end. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Excuse me again. And we had our first guest that successfully stayed on the line and didn't have any real audio problems. So there you go.
Yeah, hey, Bingo. I hope I wasn't too intrusive.
No.
I'm just in my garage. I have no video. I appreciate each and every one of you. I've got 1,000 stories to share, as we all do. I just wanted to be able to speak to y'all, dig it. Thank you. Ask me anything, and keep on keeping on. I'm kind of living vicariously through your energy because I used my body up. I got after it. I did it. I hung, and I left it all on the table.
Hey, but you're still alive to remember it, and that's what counts. You lived and you survived. I love it. I think it's great. I'm glad you're still out there keeping it alive, even if you can't do it really all that much. You know, man, that's fine. The spirit is alive and well. Let's see. I'm going to let you go so I can close this down for the night. But thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it, dude. That worked out better than I thought it would.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone. I'll just hang in the background. Good night.
All right. Good night, brother. All right, everybody. That worked out pretty well. Better than I thought. And that's actually good. And we're gonna figure out how to do that even better. We'll get him back on again. Get him to tell some of those stories to us because he's got stories to beat the band. And Rob has talked to him a ton of times, so that's awesome. But it is 20 after 9, so we went even a little longer than our normal hour, which is fine. But I have to get off because I have to go do a couple things here before the night is out. But I hope you enjoyed the virtual opera with our first guest and a little bit of a free-floating anger and hatred, even though we had a little bit of a biff here at the beginning. Thank you for watching, everybody from the Ski to East posse out here, and all of our friends from social media and hanging out. And then my friends Bridget, who talked about Ironhead, she jumped in real quick. My brother Travis, who's actually her literal brother, who texted me about the audio being out, and Rob for catching the audio being out. Next week shouldn't be so bad. So tomorrow, Sunday, is Top Post Day on Ski Rex Media for the written stuff at skirexmedia.com. So if you haven't checked out everything over there, I don't know how many of you actually read the written stuff. I know a few of you do, but I don't know if all of you do. I'm still trying to get a handle on that because sometimes I think, should I keep doing the written and the podcast, or should I just do one or the other? I don't know yet. Figure that one out. But I know you do, Rob. Rob's #1 fan, I think. He's hype man. He had gear in his picture. He was out today posting pictures of him hiking around. And what was he wearing? Go look at his pictures on Instagram and you will see. So there you go. I just plugged Rob's Instagram. Thank you for joining in, everybody. I really do appreciate it. I really do. I'm glad that we still are keeping this going on Saturdays. And we're still not completely out of the woods yet. So we'll keep doing virtual opera. We'll do virtual opera 7 next Saturday at 8 o'clock, as we've been doing. And then Wednesday there'll be a new podcast. I think my research is about ready and done, and we're going to talk about this week on Wednesday. We're talking about lost ski mountains, lost ski areas, and that should be pretty cool. And the only reason I might not do that is if I think I can go get, like, since I've been out, driving around taking photos of Killington, might as well go to one of their lost mountains too. Although I did go to Plymouth Notch. That's just closed though. That's not lost. So that might be Wednesday, and we'll see. But thank you again, everybody, for being here. Thank you for following and everything. I know everybody already does, but just so it's said, in case someone watches the replay who's never been here, we got on this side, we got all the social media, and then on this side, we got the ways to support the show. Get your merch if you haven't. T-shirts, mugs, stickers, all that good stuff. Plus, I have something new coming for the stickers. We're gonna talk about that another time. And then Patreon, you can check that out too. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for watching, as I like to say, #watching. And I'll check you on the next one. I'm gonna go take some antibiotics and probably go to bed, like the old man that I am. Also, Ryan, I did see that you said that snowboarder girl dropped $1,000 chunk of Red Mountain a year or two ago. Bought her $1,000 chunk. I need to meet this girl. If she likes 41-year-old dudes who ski the East, then I gotta talk to her. Thank you everybody. Bye Sherry, bye Rob, bye Alyssa and Bridget and Ryan, and Scooter was in here for a little while. I'm pretty sure he still is. And everybody else, Travis, G, everybody, man, thank you for playing. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Love you guys. I'll talk to you all later. So long.